and this is the Monday night Zen Buddhism and meditation. Is this anyone's first time at the Dharma Bum Temple? Okay, welcome. Anybody's first time doing Zen meditation? Okay, great. So for this, for tonight, typically what we do is I'll give a brief overview of Zen meditation, and then we'll meditate for about 20 minutes, and I'll keep track of the time, and then we'll take a break for about a 10-minute or so, maybe reading and discussion on a Zen-related topic, and then whatever time is left, 15, 20 minutes, we'll meditate some more. So with Zen meditation, you want to get in a comfortable position, whether you're on the floor, on a cushion, or in your chair. And just sort of find a good spot. You want to sit up, try to sit up as erect as possible, the straight back. And with your head forward, but your gaze. Typically in Zen meditation, people keep their eyes open slightly, like 20%. So if you're looking at me, people up front, you probably think my eyes are closed, right? But they're actually open, and my gaze is downward. So the whole idea with all of this straight back and sitting upright and with the eyes slightly open a little bit is to stay present in the moment. You can close your eyes, but the recommendation is to try it for a little while, keeping your eyes open, so it helps prevent daydreaming. It helps prevent falling asleep. So we're not taking a nap. We're not here to take a nap. We're here to be present in the moment with what's happening, which is not a whole lot in this room is happening. You might hear, if the heater comes on, you might hear the heater come on. You might hear cars or airplanes or, people talking from outside. And the other big thing is you're going to hear chatter in your head, your thoughts, okay? So, which is normal. And so the idea with the thoughts, when your thoughts come up, is to acknowledge them, acknowledge your thoughts, and sort of treat them like they're clouds passing by. Okay, just, okay, thanks for visiting. And, try not to attach to them, because then you end up daydreaming and you're grasping onto that story. And, 15 minutes will go by and you're like, oh my God, I just spent 15 minutes thinking about such and such. And if that happens, it's okay. I do it all the time. I've been meditating for several years, and we have thoughts. Our mind secretes thoughts. It's just part of our brain function. But the idea is to not beat yourself up over it, and to just be compassionate with yourself in your meditation practice. We call it a practice because it's simply, truly a practice. So sitting posture, your thoughts, your eyes, your hands. You can have your hands on your lap, whatever is comfortable. A lot of Zen practitioners do use the cosmic mudra with one hand gently on the other, and then the thumbs just very lightly touching, and then just rest it down in your hara, which is a couple inches below your navel. And what else? Am I forgetting anything? Derwin? Thoughts come up, just let them pass on by. Anyhow, do you have any questions? No? Those are the main things. If you can put your feet on the ground, do they reach? Yep, good. Up straight, very good. So we'll go ahead and get started. And also with Zen meditation, I won't say anything. So it's a silent meditation. It's not like a guided meditation. So you're responsible for when you catch yourself going down that storyline or, daydreaming or falling asleep, to remind yourself, okay, I'm meditating now. And if you need to get up, if you need to take a break, that's okay. Sometimes, especially for beginners, 20 minutes can be a lot. If you need to take a break, just get up quietly and leave and come back when you're ready. Okay. Take a couple minutes. If you need to take 5 minutes, come back. That's fine. Just do it mindfully. Okay. All right. One thing I forgot to mention, I think, was about the breath. So some people, especially beginner Zen meditation practitioners, will count their breath 1 to 10. Just breathe in and out 1 up to 10. And if you lose track of what number you're on, just go back to 1. So that's a practice that a lot of people, I still do that sometimes, or just focus on your breath. So yeah, welcome. Is this your first time here? No? Okay. So, what is today, the 30th? So we have one more day of the year. I got an invitation from a niece who's a yoga teacher to, she's doing a yoga class. It's an hour and a half yoga, something else, intention, New Year's intention class, like writing your New Year's intentions. And I was thinking, I was like, well, New Year's resolutions, how does that fit? I was just curious, like, what's the Zen Buddhism take on New Year's resolutions? And I asked a friend, I attend a Zen center, and I asked a Sangha member, I said, what's the Buddhist take on New Year's resolution? And they replied back saying, well, we do it every month in our full moon ceremony. We recite our vows. And so everybody's heard, about the different vows of not killing or not stealing and stuff like that. So anyhow, I thought, okay, then, do I really need to go to a New Year's resolution intention writing? So, but then I thought, well, I think I read in a Zen book about, or heard in maybe a Dharma talk or something along the lines of, we're all perfect just the way we are, but we all have room for improvement. Has anybody else heard that? Yeah, so I guess it's okay. Why not? But yeah, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll look up the Eightfold Path, and the Eightfold Path is the kind of the Buddhist vows, or the middle way, the middle path for helping us get out of our suffering, which is caused by craving or attachment. And so thinking, okay, right speech, right effort, right livelihood, right mindfulness, right concentration, right view, right intention. So I think I'm going to have a lot to write about. And I was just right view, for example. As much as I was trying to let the thoughts go when sitting up here, I find it a little intimidating being up here on this platform. And you know, it's like I've struggled my whole life with feeling that people maybe worrying about whether people like me. Like I want to be liked, and you know, so I was sitting up here and thinking, I'm trying to meditate. So I'm trying to let these thoughts go, like, okay, you know, her class is not till January 5th, and she's dedicated time. She set aside a chunk of time to write. But, you know, I started thinking about, maybe I'm going to add that to one of my intentions is to work on that view that I have. Is it really a right view or a wise view that I have about worrying about what people think of me? You know, because I immediately start thinking, oh, you forgot to tell people about the breathing. And so there might be somebody out there right now who's not breathing properly. And you know, that's how my mind works. And so I start attacking myself, and I'm like, yeah, well, you tell people, like I have two voices, but you tell people to be compassionate and kind and loving towards yourself when you're practicing meditation. So, maybe you should try doing that here in this instance. So I was like, okay, evil voice, like the angel and the devil type of thing going on. And then saying, remind myself, you're meditating, okay? Maybe have this discussion some other time. But it's okay. So there's a lot going on. Anyhow, that's 7:35. Does anybody have any comments or questions or want to share about what you're thinking about New Year's, plans for the New Year?
Well, your leading of the session is fine, so.
What's that?
Your leading of the session is fine, so you're okay.
Thank you.
The self-critical voices, I think, is the reason that we're all here. Right?
Exactly.
So, every single one of us is experiencing the same thing in one respect. Likely, while we're out here. So.
Yeah.
What about the intentions, though, for New Year's? So,
yeah.
Do you normally do New Year's intentions?
I think so. Yeah, last year I did it with my niece and her boyfriend. We sat around the table and just shared our intentions for the year. But I don't know. I like the idea of referring to the Eightfold Path. You know, being a Zen practitioner, or this is any type of Buddhism, follows this Eightfold Path. Right speech, you know. I could look at all of these and just that alone. Avoid lying, harsh speech, or idle speech. Speak clearly and refrain from divisive speech. You know, just stop and think. How often do I fall from that, or you know, slip off of that goal of right speech, you know?
By divisive speech, does that mean black and white type of thinking?
I didn't hear you. Black and white
Thinking? By divisive speech, separating things strictly into two categories rather than seeing yourself as
Yeah,
You know,
I see.
it's not
Rather than this is good speech and that's bad speech.
Or, yeah, just seeing yourself as one with everything you're interacting with.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, thank you.
I'm genuinely asking for people's opinions and just thinking about that myself. Not sure.
Anybody have comment on that?
I had always heard, well, this is from a different religion though. I had always heard divisive speech would be like speech that causes like strife or problems in relationships, like are in community, like gossip or something like that. That's what I always understood divisive speech to be.
Yeah. So I think from a Zen Buddhist perspective, the way I see it, for myself at least, is to just be aware of my speech, to be mindful of my speech and what's my intention. Because sometimes a lot of my harsh speech is directed to myself. You know, that's probably the biggest. So you know, and I have one friend who we get together and go for walks, and sometimes it's like a bitch session. So, you know, maybe think about that. Like, okay, when I'm getting together with friends, like we've been friends for 34 years, so we're super comfortable. And it's like sometimes you can just like, vomit out all this stuff that you're agitated with the world about, you know. So I think being more aware and just like putting that out there into the world, whether I'm putting it into my own mind or putting it out there with a friend, a trusted friend or whatever, it's still getting out there. So, you know, I think just being mindful, being aware, and I think that's what this practice, meditation, really helps with, being present in the moment with what comes up. And you know, my understanding is there's no, with Zen Buddhism, meditation, Zazen, they're not supposed to like have a specific goal, like a guided meditation or loving kindness meditation. But stuff comes up, and it's okay to like look at it, and, like maybe not cling to it the whole time you're meditating. But so yeah, I think. I don't know, a big thing is just being aware, and if something is said inappropriately or to another person. I'm in AA too, in recovery Dharma, so we have a whole bunch of tools and as far as like making amends, because you know it leads if you don't, it like leads to resentment and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I use a lot of what I learned in other programs too that help with my meditation practice. Anybody else?
Just about the new year?
Anything in general. If you have any questions, we're going to meditate some more.
I just can't believe that this year went by so fast.
Mm.
You know, so much has happened, and I'm a little nervous about tomorrow because I'm going to be spending the New Year's Eve with my ex, and we're going to have a long talk and stuff, so I hope it goes well.
Be present.
Yes.
Bring yourself along.
Yes.
You can practice some of these eightfold path with the wise speech and the wise right intention and mindfulness. We have opportunities to practice the eightfold path and, throughout the day, every day, all 365 days. So we'll go ahead and, I think I talked a little longer than I was thinking. 7:43, and we need a couple minutes for Vicky at the end for announcements, so maybe 15 minutes? Or 13 minutes? Thanks everybody for coming. Vicky's gonna come up and have some announcements, and I'm gonna just read the transfer of merit, which is a common way that in Zen centers and they close their meditation practice. So the transfer of merit. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to put an end to them. The dharmas are boundless. I vow to master them. The Buddha's way is unattainable. I vow to attain it. Thanks again, everyone, for coming. Keep coming back. It's really helpful for me, definitely, to practice with other people. A lot easier. Meditation is not always easy. I have found it always easier to practice with others. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to everyone online. And come on up, Vicky. You're the next contestant.
Hello everyone, I'm tonight's host Vicki. We opened the Dharma Bum Temple 18 years ago to introduce Buddhist practice to those who show up. Those who lead are not nuns, monks, gurus, masters, or teachers, and are not looking for students. They are simply practitioners sharing their interpretation of the practice. Every night we have different classes led by different people from various Buddhist traditions. We have a recovery center that meets several times a week for anyone with addiction, and our food redistribution program is every Thursday at 4:30. We have classes and programs every day, and everything we offer here is always free. The full schedule is on our website and also posted in the entryway above the shoe rack. We have a lending library. If you see a book you like, feel free to borrow it and bring it back when you are finished. Please straighten your seat or cushion before you head out. And thank you for being here. Thank you, Mark. And Happy New Year, everyone.